Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bringing you inside the war room with the San Diego Chargers. We're going to take a look at their team needs to see what players could be possible targets for the Chargers to fill those needs. But first, let's take a look at the upcoming selections they have in this year's draft.
The Chargers come into the 2013 draft with 7 selections, and they've done a great job in the offseason and free agency addressing some needs, but there's still some issues with the team roster. Let's see what they can do in the draft. They have to get an offensive tackle. I do believe they need a couple of linebackers, both inside and outside, depth at the cornerback position, a backup nose tackle, and they have to address the backup quarterback position. So let's look at my 7-round mock draft starting in round 1, pick number 11. I think Lane Johnson would be an ideal fit for the Chargers. We know Phillip Rivers has Dan Marino's speed, so you have to keep him well protected in the pocket. Lane Johnson is one of the best tackle prospects in his draft. In the 2nd round, I have one of my favorite cornerback prospects, Jamar Taylor, going to San Diego. One thing I like about his game is that he has great matchup skills, uses his hands very well, and also has ball skills to come away with interceptions. In round 3, I have a bit of a surprise here with Matt Barkley out of USC. And yes, I know he may go higher than what I have him falling in this mock draft. But when you look at that quarterback depth chart for San Diego, all you see is Charlie Whitehurst. Matt Barkley instantly upgrades that position and gives them the luxury to groom a young quarterback later on down the line. Moving on to round 4, I have depth at the nose tackle position with Monterey Hughes out of UT Martin. This guy was formerly of the University of Tennessee, did a great job all week long at the Senior Bowl, and I think this would be a huge value pick for San Diego. I believe William Golston makes a lot of sense for the Chargers right here in this mock draft. 6'6", 281 would be the ideal 5 technique, provides rotational depth along that defensive front. Keep an eye on Kewan Riley, one of my favorite prospects in this draft as well. I've seen a lot of his games at Alabama State. We cover a lot of FCS football, and this guy is always popping up on film, making hellacious hits, and has very good ball skills, and will also be an outstanding returner on kickoff and punt returns. I know the Chargers signed Danny Woodhead, and I know Ronnie Brown is also on the roster, but I'm a big fan of Zach Stacy and what he brings to the table. Consistent runner, never loses yards, no wasted movements, and if anybody in this draft has Alfred Morris-like potential, it would be Zach Stacy out of Vanderbilt. Now let's recap the Chargers selections in my 7-round mock draft. A lot of talented players on this list that were very productive at the collegiate level. Guys like Matt Barkley, Monterey Hughes, Kewan Riley can help out as a returner and also in the secondary, and Lane Johnson is one of the best tackle prospects. You also have Jamar Taylor, very good in the secondary. I think Mike McCoy would be happy with this haul in his first draft class. I also want to give a huge shout out to Charger fan forums for always showing football game plan support.